Today, we're going to take a field mouse's view on a new campaign setting, Akeroth. Up next. What is up, everybody? This is Everything Board Games. I'm your host for today, Paul the Techno Funk Boy. Today, we're going to take just a quick preview of a current Kickstarter. It's in its final days of its Kickstarter campaign. It has made goal. We're going to put the links, of course, in the description down below so that you can take part if you are so inclined. This campaign setting is called Akeroth, and it is compatible with both 5th edition and Pathfinder, and it's pretty ambitious. It's a pretty ambitious project, and so I'm really curious as to how they're going to approach this. So this is not only a pretty detailed campaign setting, but there's also promises to be quite a few different different species, different classes, different options for you to fit in. And so this book is going to be the setting, the Dungeon Master or Player's Handbook, as well as a full campaign all in one book. And so there is a sample. There's a sample that we're going to actually take a look at right here. There's a sample that you can download of just a taste of what you're going to get, and that's what we're going to be looking at here. So to get a copy of this is also on the Kickstarter, and you can download for yourself and take a look. So this is specifically the 5th edition, I guess, version of it, with just some settings of it. But first of all, great cover so far. Like, that's really, I like my art. But all right, so the first thing that we're going to have is just some options for story, with story hooks. I actually really like this sample content because this is like useful. Even that this sort of thing could be useful for my game day even before this full product comes out. This is a good D20 list of story hooks that can kind of get you started. But what I really want to play with is the Death Knight of Mordred. So the sample monster from this book is this Death Knight. This is kind of the first taste that we are getting of some of the pantheon of the world, that Mordred is the goddess of death, and this Death Knight is her soldier out in the world. Now, we have a Death Knight in the monster manual. That is, I mean, pretty beefy, a lot more magic based than this one is. But this one has some features that I really like. So first of all, challenge rating of 10. This is going to be a beefy monster to throw at your party. And for my Dawn of the Necromancer crew, oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so besides just multi-attack, frightful presence, which is things that we're kind of expecting from a Death Knight, the aura of Mordred is pretty cool, where you can the Death Knight can just pick a character and just start emanating necrotic damage at him, which is pretty cool. But the really fun part is to summon undead, which can use its action to summon skeletons, zombies, or ghouls. And so while the Death Knight in the monster manual is a force to be reckoned with, I kind of dig that this Death Knight of Mordred is an army to be reckoned with. That it can just be pulling undead into the battlefield. Um, I'm looking forward to playing with that. So my field mouse. My field mouse reference from earlier comes from this. This is the sample race of mouse folk. Um, I do kind of like. I was able to see another one of the sample races, and and I was pleased to see that they are maintaining differences in the races here, and I really do like that, because I do think that there's been in general much too much of a flattening of the races in Dungeons and Dragons, where they're all just kind of the same. Where like one of the things I always liked was, how do I build my character with these limitations, rather than rather than just going off and doing whatever. I always thought that was more interesting, and they are maintaining a lot of these differences. Um, the the example names are adorable, but they go into some detail here. The racial traits, I think are a lot of fun. These are, as we're going, we would assume small creatures. Um, some some racial traits that make a lot of sense: keen senses, nimble escape, and I do like that we did split our mouse folk into two groups: the field mouse and the forest mouse, that have different different attributes, different ability score, automatic ability score increases, and different different traits, like the forest camouflage. The field mouse is not going to know how to do that, but the forest mouse definitely is. Um, uh, so the field mouse can burrow, and the forest mouse can climb. Absolutely love these ideas. Subclass is that they've given is the Dragon Crusader, as a fighter subclass, which I add some pretty cool stuff to the fighter class, in my opinion. So the first thing mentioned is the Draconic Bond at level 3. This connection to a certain dragon type. It is going to give you certain abilities. We don't have, I believe, a list of that in this example, so we're going to move on. Starting at 7th level, the Strike of the Dragon Lords, which is going to take the elemental aspect of that bond and apply it to the attack when you choose to use it. Very cool idea. Wings of the Fallen. You just at level 10, you have wings now. I mean, for one of the first times, I kind of want to play a fighter with that promise. Crusader's Presence. At 15th level, you radiate the aura of the dragon. And as an action, you can expend one of your Draconic connections to release a burst of energy, and with the corresponding elemental aspect of whatever dragon you chose. I kind of dig this. I really do dig the ideas here. So I'm looking forward to learning more about this one. I think there's a ton of promise here, and definitely something that I'm going to be following up on. And so, as I mentioned earlier, the Kickstarter is going on. Currently, we are in the final days of it, as of the publication of this video, and so jump on that. There's a lot of stuff listed on the Kickstarter that I think is going to be a lot of fun. There are definitely looks to be quite a bit of political machinations, Game of Thrones inspired type thing, different houses, different factions, and so the world that we've seen so far is pretty cool and pretty detailed. And that's one of the reasons I'm really looking forward to seeing more of this world, and and how the different factions, the different groups, the different races are going to interact and create a world with a lot of potential, a lot of places that you can go as a dungeon master or as a player. So we're going to talk more about this one. We're as I learn more, I'm going to talk about it more. But I do encourage you, check the link. Check it out. See what you think about it. A lot more information on the Kickstarter, and I really do appreciate you hanging out while you're surfing over there. Head on over to everythingboardgames.com for all the latest in the board game world. And if you have not subscribed, please do so to the YouTube channel. Do the things like subscribe, that bell icon. Go ahead and hit them. I'm got some Dragonlance related content coming up next, and so please stay tuned. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.